How's it going, everybody? Thank you for watching another episode of Short Guy Drinks Whiskey. Today we are sticking with the bourbon. Now, if you didn't see the last video we did, we tasted Four Roses Single Barrel. I'll leave a link for it right up here if you want to go check that out. But today we're going to stick with one of the most iconic bottles out there. You've seen them in every single bar. We're talking about the red hand-dip wax bottles of Maker's Mark.
Up until now, I really didn't have a problem with drinking whiskey out of a container that looks like this versus this. But what happens when a non-whiskey drinker like myself starts taking whiskey more seriously? Will I ever be able to tell the difference between a scotch or a bourbon, or pull out those awesome aromas that all the sommeliers can out of a Glencairn glass? But most importantly, out of 365 days, where will I rank the world's top whiskeys versus the lower ones? Let's find out as Short Guy Drinks Whiskey.
Oh, how sweet this tasting is going to be, because Maker's Mark uses as their secondary grain red winter wheat, which is going to be a lot smoother and rounder tasting than the spikiness you can get from rye. They also use about 14% of malted barley, which really helps them convert those starches into sugar. Maker's also uses a technique called sour mash, and all that means is they take some of the previous batch's distillate, about 25% would be the minimum that they have to use in order for it to be called a sour mash, and they mix it in with the new mash. And what that helps them really do is to control the pH levels, which leads to a more consistent product that's going to be similar from a bottle that you might buy 3 months ago versus one that you're going to get a year from now. Let's get it into the glass. Let's see now. This looks like this is a nice honey color. Whoo, that smells so good. Let's get a white background in here so we can see that better. Oh, this, guys, is going to be delicious. There's a good look at the color against a nice white background. Let's get it on the nose. Alright, so we got 45% ALC. This should not give me a lot of alcoholic burn, and because of the absence of rye, it shouldn't have any of those spicy spikes that kind of tingle your nostrils. This should be very sweet smelling and very rounded on the nose. Let's give it a smell. Of course, very sweet, very dark toffee and caramel. I can smell the oak, sweet oak, so good. And a little bit of vanilla in there. Let's give it a taste. Alright, let's give it a taste. Just a quick swallow there. Beautiful, so well rounded. No burn from the spice because there's no rye in there. No spikiness, so well rounded. Just covers the tongue. I can feel the alcohol evaporating in there. And then you can taste all the sweetness in there. You got the caramel and the toffee. It's almost like you want to chew on it for a little bit. Oh, man. Now you got the barrel. No burn on the way down. Guys, if you don't like the spikiness and the spiciness that the spices give you, you got to check out a wheated bourbon like this. This is awesome. So here's my final thoughts on Maker's Mark. Now, who should have it? Everybody should have it, especially if you don't like the spiky spiciness of rye. Remember, They're using wheat as their secondary grain. It's very sweet, very well-rounded, and very non-threatening and very approachable. And the best part, it's super affordable and very easy to find just about anywhere. Guys, that is the ending of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to Chemo365, please do. Remember, I'll catch you guys laters.